Let's talk about the beginning.
Actually, how I first heard about Jerry was in an English class. After class was over, two teachers were talking about this student that had written this offensive acid porn stories and was distributing them. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, I got to meet whoever that is.
Well, I was trying to track down the guy who was supposedly, he was doing a very early version of Shepard Fairey. He was going around campus with decals, placing them on like trophy cases and places that you're not supposed to have things like that. And they were really great, like a man puking on the moon and a cow with extra udders.
Often, and in glow-in-the-dark ink so that, you didn't get the full, flavor until
and I said,
later in the day.
I got to meet this guy. I got to find out who's doing this. And at that point, there were the underpinnings of a whole kind of DEVO philosophy with a little clique that I ran around with, but we hadn't really made music, no DEVO music. It's like DEVO was kind of an art philosophy.
Lucky for us, they closed our school down.
Right. That's when things got serious. The defining moment was Kent State, 4 dead in Ohio, and the campus got shut down, and things got very real. And I didn't just almost cut my hair, I did. And I started driving to Akron and getting serious about making de-evolutionary music with Mark. And he was an incredible talent, and I came from one kind of universe of music, like blues and almost academia, and he was coming from like Mr. Progresso and electronica. And they both had their limitations, and we decided to just jettison all the parts that suck and make something very basic and primitive and pure. And that became DEVO.
So what was the next stage then after having met and obviously connecting on all these different levels that you're talking about?
Well, we needed a band, and no, there weren't many people that shared our view at the time. We were kind of shocked by that, considering they were in the same situation we were in. They were, in the same cultural wasteland we were in, and we thought they were able to look around and it would all make sense to everybody. Fortunately, we had younger brothers that were talented.
We recruited Bob number 2 and Bob number 1 because they were the only guys that didn't look down on us and laugh at us for what we were trying to do. And they were willing to play guitars in a different way and tolerate the ridiculous kind of self-imposed limitations that we were putting on everything. It was kind of like the film school dogma or something. We had all these rules just to kind of invigorate ourselves, self-imposed ridiculous rules. And when we finally got Alan Myers to drum with us, we made him drum with just one arm for like a week or so to get rid of all spurious fills and cymbal hits and hi-hats. And it started to get very exciting. And Kip Cohen of A&M Records asked us to come out and showcase in L.A., and I just, did a song and dance and some bullshit to delay because we didn't play really. We didn't have a set, so we practiced for 3 months until we had a set.
Well, the problem with playing in Ohio was during that time period, nobody really wanted to hear anyone write a song that they didn't already know. They wanted you to play top 40 hits. And so even to play someplace, we had to lie and say we were doing all top 40 songs.
We'd just say, here's one by Foghat, and then go into our next original number.
Right, and then after, you'd say that, and then they'd hear Mongoloid. It'd be like, there'd be like half-drunken...
It's not a Foghat song, you asshole.
Yeah, we were a lightning rod for hostility, once again.
Right from the start. So, you come out to L.A., and I'm presuming you... did you have to do a showcase? Did you have to...
We did the showcase. And
tell us about that.
We failed. Kip Cohen came and saw us. He didn't stay to the end. We saw him come in, and then when we were finished with our set, he was gone. And then he called us into the office on Monday morning, and, it's it seems like a a cliched scene from some, low stylized comedy or something you might see on Entourage. And we're all sitting like that on a couch across from him, and he's like, guys, hey, I saw that show, man. I don't know what to say. See, you could march 7 naked teenage girls in here right now. And he goes, now, maybe one of them's got a mole. Maybe one of them, her tits are no good.
Doesn't use deodorant.
But, they're all okay. But, well, and I think it was Alan Myers that said, what are you trying to say? And he goes, I'm just saying, you're not my kind of girl. And it was just horrific on every level. It's like you couldn't make up a more horrible music biz moment. And then he says, but guys, you got 2 weeks before you got to get out of the Oakwood Garden Apartments. You enjoy yourself. Hang in the jacuzzi, get laid, whatever you want. It was nice knowing you. Just take home a nice memory of L.A. when you go back to Ohio. And that was it. We were so angry at the just the disgusting, ludicrous treatment we received that we said, we're not going anywhere. We're going to figure this out. And got booked at the Whiskey. And then got booked back at the Starwood, and then just, met friends, stayed on living room floors, all the stuff you do. We built up a fan base over that summer in California, both northern and southern, and it just started getting better and better and better. And, of course, what happens is a lot of people come forward, managers, record company people start getting interested because they saw how many people we could draw. And to make a long story kind of short, David Bowie came to see us, liked it, wanted to produce us. He brought in Bowie and Eno, who came to see us at another gig, and he said, I'll do this right away. I'll take you guys to Germany, and I'll pay for the record so that you don't have to sign too onerous of a record deal because they'll hear what they're going to get before they start negotiating with you. And that sounded really good, and we did it.
What was the influence of television and late-night monster movie hosts upon your music and style?
Ghoulardi, yeah.
He saved our lives.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to do on Friday and Saturday night in northeastern Ohio, especially on blizzard nights, And if you didn't drive, if you're too young to drive, he was radical. He was radical. He was a deconstructivist. He was crazy. He would put on some crappy old black and white movie that you'd seen 10 times already, like the 50-foot-tall woman or something. And then halfway through the movie, he would walk into the film on a really crappy blue screen and interact with the movie that just ignored him but just kept going. And he would, to us, it was the ultimate subterfuge. We were loving it. It was great.
For us, Ghoulardi brought us The Island of Lost Souls with Lon Chaney and Charles Lawton, and the famous Are We Not Men scene in the pit with the devolved half-human beings. So it became, it was like our Bible, that movie. It was very, very important. We were obsessed with it. You should really, go to your local kind of artsy video store and watch that movie.